Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, where our theme this month is untethered spirituality. And the topic today is the Tao of Freedom, which is really about the way of freedom, the way of truth. And the question today is, what if it's easy? What if it's easy? And what do you suppose is in the way? So, I'm so glad that you are with us today. If you are with us on Facebook Live, make sure to say hello. If you have any questions, put them in there. We'll use them in the future. If you are happy to be here, put your happy face on. If you're sad, put your sad face on. We always check later and get back to you if you have a particular question. We would love for you to share this with anyone on your Facebook page or tag someone that you think is in need of spiritual nourishment. So, my name is Frankie Timmers, and I'm the spiritual director at Center for Spiritual Living Morristown in beautiful historic Morristown, New Jersey. And if you'd like to find us on the web, you just go to www.cslmorristown.org. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from, or even if you're watching the rebroadcasting. And so I would like to start with an opening treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. And then you're going to hear some music. So right here, right now, there is a power and a presence that it's so great, I cannot even wrap my mind around it. I know it is the ever-giving spirit of truth, of love, of life, of wisdom, of grace, and it is already within me. I get to witness it everywhere I go, whomever I am with, and whatever I am doing. And the more I do so, the more aligned my life is with and in truth. The more I am in service to the healing that wants to take place and is taking place on our beautiful planet and beyond. So, right here, right now, I open my mind, my heart, my body, and my soul to the experience at hand as I stay present and open and remember how blessed I am, always have been, always will be. And so I turn this word over to the universal law, knowing that it knows exactly how to manifest it in the highest and best way for me and everyone else, because we always live in the oneness of life itself. What I want for me, I want for you. What I want for you, I want for me, because the oneness is the absolute truth, ever present. And so it is. So now we have some more music because we have with us James Brough and Rich McClusky. So let's take a moment and say hello to them.
This is a song by Daniel Nahmad. I love this song because it's about the path of least resistance. It's called Water.
Oh, James and Rich. I love that song. Beautiful song by Daniel Nahmad. Water. So fitting to what I want to talk about today because, as many of you know, the theme for July has been called Untethered Spirituality. And I and many of my colleagues have been talking a lot about freedom. And so it's been 25 days, right, that we've each gotten to practice. I mean, I hope that the talks that I give make a difference, that they make you think, that they make you practice some of the ideas that I present. I know I do, because they say that a person teaches what they need to learn themselves, sometimes what they most need to learn themselves. And so I feel more free in my consciousness as we have moved through the month. And I know there is more to embrace. There's more to know, more to feel, more to believe in. And so the topic today is called the Tao of Freedom. And my guess is that most people are familiar with Taoism, which is an ancient religion that originated in China at 6 BC. And it was a philosophy that was based on the writings of Lao Tzu. Most people are familiar with the yin yang sign that shows the oneness of all life, where the yin is black and the yang is white, and then it has a circle of the opposite. And it really represents being in harmony with the universe, which is the message of Taoism. The leading ethical concept was really what the song Water was about. It's called Wu Wei. And Wu Wei means effortless action. That's a challenge for many of us Westerners because we believe in effortful action. There's this idea that the more effort we put into something, the more results we're going to have. Isn't it interesting that it seems to be so much the opposite? And so today I want to talk about and continue to talk about freedom and how our inner alignment is always called to be in harmony with truth, capital T, spirit, universal intelligence, divine love, all those incredible principles that we talk about so much in spirituality. And then my question is going to be, what if it's like in Taoism, Wu Wei? What if it can be easy? What if it's something that is not necessarily difficult? Because in Wu Wei, there's this idea of effortless action, flowing like water, right? It's about being in harmony with the spirit, being aligned with the truth, not having any attachments to the outcome. No attachment to the outcome, just being so in harmony with the truth that you know that the outcome is reflecting truth. And so that means that we have a lot of letting go to do, right? And I think that's probably true of spirituality anyway. There's not more to gain, more to get, more classes to take, more books to read, but to let go of everything that's in the way, which is often part of our ego nature, our fears, our worries, our anxieties, all those things that really are based on beliefs of separation and limitation. So, is that possible? Yes, I believe that it's possible. I believe that absolute freedom from discourse, individually and collectively, is possible. I think if we believe it isn't, there's going to be a lot of efforting, a lot of effortful action. And with effortful action often comes struggle. So, what I've learned especially this month, but on this spiritual path, is that the truth, spirit, infinite wisdom, divine love, all your terms for the universal mind, the universal heart, is really our home base. That's our home base. Home base is absolute truth, always. So think of it as having your GPS programmed to your home. The moment you get in the car or on your bicycle or your moped, whatever you use, you turn it on, it's going to take you home because that's what the GPS does. You can go the other direction. You can go round and around and around. You can stand still and not move. But if our GPS is programmed to home base, then no matter what's going on, that's going to be our direction. So imagine your spirit, your soul, your heart of hearts being your home base. The absolute truth lives there. Truth is your home base. So when you're moving through life, you must always trust in that's where you're going. Even if there are detours, that's where you're going. That's the direction. That's where you're programmed to go. You've decided. You've programmed it, right? And so it's ever being guided by and directed towards the truth. When I was a little girl, I was very enamored with homing pigeons. When I came to the United States, I called it honing, Honing. But I learned later it's homing pigeons. And we had some neighbors that had them, and it was fascinating. I couldn't get enough of just watching how it worked. They were sent all over Europe, and they would come back. And so when you do a little bit of research about that, and plenty of scientific research has been done about that, and what we learn is that a homing pigeon has been trained to come home to the nest. That no matter where they're let loose, where they're sent, where they go, their home is their own nest. And so they use a magnetoreception or an inner compass system or what's called low frequency sound system that is like an infrasound that emanates from just about everything and it takes them home. We have that. I believe you and I have that kind of homing system, that kind of compass inside. That is the truth. That is divine love. That is absolute wisdom. That is pure grace, infinite abundance. All those words, again, that we love so much. So we still get lost. We still stray, right? We still get distracted. We still get worried or anxious. The question is, what do you then believe about that homing device that is already within you? What do you believe when you're lost? What do you believe when you're distracted? What do you believe when you stray, when you struggle, when you worry, when you're anxious? Just notice and pay attention because it's in paying attention that we usually decide to listen to something different in us and to allow that to be our new guidance system. So it may very well be that you're very distressed because of your career, or distressed because of money, or distressed because of an illness, or you're distressed because you feel more anxiety because of what's happening in the world, or you're in so much pain to watch the racism be rampant in the world. Whatever it may be, it's okay. Notice it and remember that there's a homing device already in you, taking you home to the truth within you if you follow the frequency, if you follow the directions. The directions is just spiritual wisdom, which is everywhere, right? And so the way that we free ourselves is we notice that self-talk when we're lost and distracted. And we actually use it to turn to the truth. Then the distraction and the fear and the worry and the anxiety is really a gift because it's the way, the Tao, back to our essential nature. It means that we have to let truth bring us home. That's why we do our spiritual practices. So the first thing we really have to do is we have to wu wei. We have to relax. We have to let go of efforting so much. We have to go to that peaceful, quiet place within ourselves and remember that there we are already free. We have to align ourselves with the harmony of the universe, which is that infrasound that is ever bringing us home. So, what if you're in my experience of feeling lost or being distracted or feeling anxiety is about being given the choice to go to truth, to go home to truth? to choose to live from truth? What if that's exactly what's happening? And what if we say yes to it? What if our problems, our illnesses, our challenges, our flaws, our issues, our conditioning is not about our problems, our flaws, our conditioning, our issues? What if it's not even about that? What if it's about an invitation to rise up and live from our essential home of truth and spirit within? What if it's just an invitation to go back to home base, to go to your nest, your sacredness already within? And so this is where we can choose freely from our essential nature instead of choosing from our conditioning. This is where we can choose to live from our greatness, our wholeness, instead of our small itty bittiness where we sometimes get lost in, instead of our woundedness. I really, really think that what's happening in the world is because the invitation is blatantly shoved into our faces, into our minds, into our heart. And where we choose to live will make all the difference. We are here to serve humanity with our freedom, with our privilege, with love, with wisdom, with grace. That means that we have to let go of whatever is in the way. We don't have to work through it until we're done and then, no, because it's part of our humanness. Remember, our challenges are simply our GPS calling us home, our guidance system, our God power system. And so then we can be our unique self, our authentic self, which is the part of us that's free. Then we can serve being unattached to the outcome. We may not see the outcome in our lifetime, but that doesn't mean we wait or we don't serve or we wait to be healed. We serve from the glimpses of truth, from the absolute freedom already within us. And then we spread that in the form maybe of kindness, of love, of helping people, of being an advocate of anyone suffering and struggling. And what if it's simple? What if it's easy? I believe it is, and it can be. I was meditating the other day, and when I opened my eyes, I looked directly at an outlet in the wall, and I saw the two prongs and the little thing in the bottom, and they looked like faces. And I had this imagery that there's two plugs, and I'm either plugged into my struggle, my suffering, my woundedness, my limitations, my belief in lack, or I'm plugged into spirit. And it can be that simple where I simply unplug and plug it into the right plug so that I'm hooked up to my true spiritual, truth-based, freedom-based guidance system. Know that there is lots of support to take you there when you feel lost. We have practitioners. I'm here. There's lots of practitioners all over the planet. There's online prayer requests. Just know that you're not alone. I want to close with a poem by the 14th century Persian poet Hafez. It's called A Suspended Blue Ocean. The sky is a suspended blue ocean. The stars are the fish that swim. The planets are the white whales I sometimes hitch a ride on. And the sun and all light have forever fused themselves into my heart and upon my skin. There is only one rule on this wild playground: Earth, for every sign I have ever seen, reads the same. They all say, have fun, my dear, have fun in this divine, wonderful game. Have fun, my dear, have fun in this divine, wonderful game. We're now going to have more music with James and Rich, and then we'll do a short guided meditation when we come back from the music.
Keep it simple, that's the way to get it done by the end of the day. Complications just don't pay. Keep it simple, that's the only way. Keep it simple, free of strain. Bright as sunshine, bright as rain. You got to relax, land the plane. Keep it simple, that's the name of the game. Perfection's rarely complicated. No need to paint the lily white. Life will be what we choose to make it. And doing your honest best will make it so perfectly right. So keep it simple, don't try to impress. The best impression is made with less. Just say what you got to say. Keep it simple, that's the only way. No one designed the Tower of Pisa to be inclined to lean that way. Get a pizza, lean that way. When Leon painted Mona Lisa, he said, honey, just be at ease. That's how a masterpiece is made. Don't be trying to make it grand. You'll find the world within a grain of sand. So skip the pop, the circumstance. Keep it simple and you might have a chance. So go and follow your gut, 'cause too much thinking gets you caught in a rut. But separation is a waste of time. Hesitating, you'll be left behind. Keep it simple, that's the way to get it done by the end of the day. Complications just don't pay. Keep it simple, that's the only way. Keep it simple, that's the only way.
Yes, keep it simple. That's the only way. That's a beautiful song written by James, performed by James Brough and Rich McClusky, who's here on drums. Thank you for Monica, who is here to assist us. And we're having a wonderful time here. So, I want to do a short guided meditation with a closing treatment. And then I have a couple of announcements very briefly. And then we're going to have one more song by James and Rich. So close your eyes and just take a breath. Take a moment. And allow that breath to wash away any dust, whether it's literal dust or the dust of your mind. Just imagine that the out breath just blows it all away. And that all of a sudden, life becomes very, very simple. because you have decided that the answer to the question, what if it's easy, what if it's simple, is yes. Yes. And that all the difficulty you have experienced is not against you, but is for you, for your good, for your growth, for your awakening. And that's not just true for you, but for everyone. To live from that place allows us to let go of any attachments, especially attachment to outcome or expectations of outcome. Just being, just being here and now, noticing that your homing device is truth already within you, calling you closer, calling you to feel and to know and to listen, and more than anything, to follow. So join me now with a closing treatment, our word for affirmative prayer. Know that there is only absolute, infinite, delicious, joy-filled, grace-filled, powerful truth with a capital T. It always was, it always will be, it is right now. It is that part of life that is changeless, utterly reliable, everywhere, present in everything, everyone, everywhere. And today, individually and collectively, we decide to follow it, to let it be our GPS, to let it be the place of home, to go there for sustenance, for remembrance, for living a truth filled life and being made free simply because any struggling, any suffering, any challenge cannot live in truth. It dissolves instantly like a drop of water in the sun. So each of us have some work to do. Each of us gets to remember that home, absolute truth, and divine love is already within. It's already our home base. And that no matter how far we stray, no matter what has happened in our lives, no matter what is happening in the world, it is where we can go to remember the truth and to live from it with utter freedom in very sweet and simple ways. For this, I am so deeply grateful for this spiritual community that is connected here on YouTube or on Facebook Live and beyond. I am grateful. The connection alone sustains me and sustains everybody that's a part of it. And that is a gift that we don't only receive and give ourselves, but then give back to the world by means of our own healing awareness, being a healing presence. And so it is. So, everybody, be sure to go to our website, sign up to be on our email list because we send emails out during the week. We have a Wednesday evening program called Flourishing. You could still join that. It's a program to really uncover that infinite abundance that is already within. And we're doing the third one this Wednesday, but you can still join. And we're using the book 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, and we're doing chapter 3 and 4. So come and join us. Let us know you want to join us, and we'll send you the Zoom link. On Saturdays, we have your treatment hour. It's from 11 to 12. Just visit us on Zoom. Again, you need to have the Zoom link. So be on our email list or just email me at drfrankie@cslmorristown.org, and you can join us for that. And of course, on Sundays, we have our celebration here. And then we have a social hour, which is also a link you will receive if you sign up on our email list. So see some of you during our Zoom social hour in about 10, 15 minutes. And there are going to be some interesting programs happening in the fall, so stay tuned. Please go to our website if you feel moved to give and support what we're doing here at Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. There is a place that says give, and you can give via PayPal or donate via credit card, debit card, or just send us a check, whatever it is that you like to send us to support us. We welcome it, and we know that it is returned to you multiplied abundantly. So remember, your homing device is the truth. It's already within you and it's ever taking you home. And now we have James and Rich closing with a song. Bye, everybody.
This is also a